Sevu Reece is the All Blacks' most efficient finisher of the modern era, but you almost never hear his name mentioned alongside New Zealand superstar wings. He isn't the biggest, he isn't the flashiest, and he doesn't play for headlines. He just delivers results. 26 caps, 8 tries, and a strike rate most international wingers would dream of. And yet somehow, he's still treated like a role player instead of a game breaker. He's the weapon nobody talks about, but every defence fears the moment the ball actually finds him. Born in Ngāti, Fiji on 30th of February 1997, he was never groomed like a chosen prodigy in the New Zealand system. His path wasn't polished, predictable pipelines other stars travelled through. He earned everything by force of performance, proving himself repeatedly until selectors had no choice but to pick him. When he first arrived in New Zealand and played for Waikato, spectators didn't know his name, but they knew the feeling that came over a stadium when he got the ball in space, a sudden shift. Like a voltage surge, and if something was about to happen, whether the defence was ready or not, it wasn't hype that got him noticed, it was inevitability. When he burst into Super Rugby with the Crusaders, he didn't rise gradually through the ranks. He detonated onto the scene, and within a very short time become the most prolific try scorer the Crusaders had ever had. Not the top 3, the single best finisher and the most dominant Super Rugby team of the professional era. Players who reach that level usually do it with the size or power or headline-grabbing flash. Reece did it with the economy and precision. He wastes nothing. He turns half chances into second tries, and he does it so regularly that almost looks like routine. That's the mark of an assassin more than a showman. The greats don't need multiple opportunities, they make the ones that count. He debuted for the All Blacks in 2019 against Tonga, and from that moment forward, he became an output machine. 26 caps, 8 tries, and a strike rate most international wingers would kill for. In the 2019 World Cup, he finished as New Zealand top try scorer, even though the global spotlight was focused elsewhere. The headlines went to the superstars with bigger physiques and bigger reputations, but the scoreboard kept telling the truth. Every time New Zealand needed finishing quality, Reece delivered it. In knockout rugby, hesitation kills. His acceleration isn't just fast, it's decisive. He doesn't wait to see if a gap will fully form. He commits before defenders can set their feet, and that decision speed is what tears defensive systems apart. The result is a winger who finishes like a heavyweight while carrying the profile of a halfback. His biggest weapon is not his speed itself, but the timing of his speed. Lots of players are quick. Very few know how to turn that quickness into an opportunity. His first 5 metres off the mark are some of the most explosive in world rugby. And because he's built low to the ground, tacklers often misjudge the contact window. A taller winger needs stride length. Reece needs half a seam of daylight and he's gone. The moment he breaks the first shoulder, he's already dictating the chase line. That's not physicality, that's geometry. He doesn't overpower the defence, he bypasses it before power becomes relevant. What separates him at test level is his rugby IQ, disguised underneath simplicity. He doesn't overplay his hand, he doesn't drift for highlight moments, he is always 2 or 3 steps ahead of where the defence expects him to be. Even aerially, where he should be at a disadvantage given his height, his timing and angles compensate for everything he allegedly lacks. Instead of contesting man-to-man collisions in the air, he attacks the ball. Small difference on paper, but massive difference in real-time outcomes. His weaknesses are not hidden, they're visible, and it makes his dominance even more impressive. When teams think they can bully him physically, they target him with bigger bodies or kick pressure mismatches. They try to wear him down with repeated contact. They assume that because he doesn't have a 100 kg plus frame of a modern power winger, they will eventually overwhelm him. But this is where the deceptive part of his football really lies. He absorbs, adapts, and gets more dangerous the longer the contest goes on, not less. He doesn't play like someone trying to win collisions, he plays like someone trying to remove defenders from the equation entirely. He has proved that size is an asset but not a requirement. Rugby intelligence still has a place to play in the sport at the highest level. Some wingers rely on force. Reece relies on inevitability. His ACL injury in 2023 should have derailed everything. For a player built on explosive acceleration, knee injuries are often career-defining, and not in a good way. A lot of speed-based backs never return to truly what they were before major ligament damage. But he did. He not only returned, he resumed try-scoring at elite pace. He quickly came back in Super Rugby in 2024 and immediately reminded everyone how quickly he flips a game state with one touch. There was no slow easing back in. No obvious dip in sharpness, no visible hesitation. Just the same cold efficiency as he had before, like the injury was a pause button, but not a turning point. And even after that comeback, he still gets talked about like a supporting piece in the All Blacks rather than a central strike threat. Other wingers get the highlight packages, the promotional spotlight, and even the brand elevation. He just keeps scoring. In another country, Ireland, France, South Africa, his numbers would have already placed him into superstar tier conversation. In New Zealand, where talent is oversupplied and hype cycles move fast, consistency is easily overlooked. A weapon can be so reliable that people forget how rare it actually is. That's what makes him the All Blacks' most underrated explosive problem. He's not a sometimes weapon, he's a guarantee. With him on the field, a half break is basically a point-scoring event waiting for the confirmation. And there's no defensive system in the rugby that maintains shape perfectly when a player with Reece's instinct shows up. He punishes hesitation without any theatricals at all. His style was minimal, almost surgical. He doesn't look chaotic, it looks inevitable. A lot of modern wingers are highlight players, the kind you build thumbnails and promos around. Reece is a result player. He doesn't need a reel, he needs a scoreboard. He doesn't measure his game by touches, he measures it by outcomes. That's why his numbers don't fluctuate wildly across the cycles. His game is built on risk, built on timing, reading momentum, and striking with maximum efficiency. In a sport now that worships physical prototypes, he is a reminder that execution beats aesthetics, that intelligence beats image, that finishing is an art form, not a byproduct of size. He is the calculus winger, the one who solves problems rather than smashing through them. His pace is not reckless, it's patient. His instinct is not improvisation, it's a pattern recognition. He's the type of threat you don't fully appreciate until you have to defend against him repeatedly. And by then, the scoreboard has already punished you for the oversight. He's not loud, he's not flashy, and he's not marketed superstar, which is precisely why so many casual rugby fans underestimate him. But players don't measure greatness by noise. They measure it by trust. Coaches pick the finishers based on reputation. They pick players who kill games, and in that category, Reece is a top finisher for the New Zealand All Blacks in an entire professional era. He is the quiet presence who flips a match before the defence realise what's happening. That's what makes Sevu Reece such a problem. Not hype, not branding, not public narrative. Silent, ruthless, measurable impact. He doesn't need to be the loudest name on the team sheet to be the most dangerous one in the motion. And the longer he keeps producing like this, the more obvious it will become that New Zealand has been taking one of the most lethal backs for granted. Ever wanted to create your own rugby highlights channel just like this one? With my course, the YouTube Creator Toolkit, I show you exactly how I do it, from the tools I use to the templates I built. You get everything. Just copy, paste, and start creating. Learn how to grow your channel, keep viewers hooked, and turn views into income. Click the link in the description below to learn more and start your channel today. Now back to the video. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Sevu Reece, make sure to like, share and subscribe, and get ready for the next one. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Peace!